By the end of this video, you're gonna be an expert in packing less and packing better for your next adventure. Let's start off by choosing the right suitcase. I've had my fair share of luggage, from backpacks to suitcases, hard shell, soft shell, 4 wheels, 2 wheels, squeaky wheels, smooth wheels, all of the luggage. These days, I have been using the textured carry-on luggage from Level 8, who is the sponsor of this video. They are also offering all of you watching a 10% discount on all their luggage. So be sure to check out the description of this video where I'll leave all that information. I'm loving the Level 8 carry-on because it's a hard shell, making it more durable, but at the same time it's lightweight because it's made from polycarbonate. It has an anti-scratch surface, so it will remain beautiful. The 360-degree spinner wheels are as smooth as butter, making it super easy to glide through the airport. The interior lining is top quality, including the zippers. I cannot tell you how many zippers I have broken on suitcases, and these ones on this suitcase aren't going anywhere. I also love how inside, both sides have lining that zip up, keeping everything in place when you close and open your suitcase. All other luggage I've had, and remember I've had a lot, only had one side max where it actually zipped up, and some had none, no sides that zipped up, so I would open up my suitcase and things would fly all over the place. It was very hard to keep things organized. The Level 8 carry-on basically has all the qualities that I'd want in a carry-on. Tip number 2, create a travel capsule wardrobe. I used to only pack clothing that I just really liked, so it would be like this shirt and this random sweater and this pair of pants and these shoes. I wasn't thinking about the outfit as a whole. Avoid this by planning your outfits ahead of time and choosing versatile clothing that you can mix and match together so that you can make use of your limited wardrobe. Do your best to plan for exactly what you need. Will it be hot your destination, cold? What activities will you be doing? Will you be hiking? Will you be swimming? And plan out your outfits accordingly. I always bring 1 pair of jeans because they really do go with everything, and I bring more shirts than pants. This is because I wear my pants more than once before I wash them, but I usually wear my shirts only once. Tip number 3, pick a color palette for your travel capsule. The best way to choose a travel capsule wardrobe is by choosing a color palette and sticking to it. This helps all the pieces easily mix and match. I like to typically go with earth tones. I like to include several black items because it's classy and goes with everything. This is usually a pair of pants, tights, and a sweater. Tip number 4, choose lightweight fabrics. I prefer that my clothing is made from bamboo because it is lightweight, it's sustainable, it's durable, it's breathable, it's soft, comfortable, wrinkle resistant, easy to wash, and naturally UV protective. It also dries really fast, so if you're on a trip that is go, 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 and you're moving from hotel to hotel, you don't have to worry about packing up a bunch of wet clothes. Tip number 5, choose clothing that can be worn in many ways. Include a couple of convertible clothing or versatile clothing, which is one item of clothing that can be worn in multiple ways. I really love this item. It's from a brand called Encircled, and you can wear this shirt 8 different ways. You'd never know it's the same shirt. Tip number 6, rewear clothing by doing laundry. Whether I'm traveling for 7 days or 7 months, I always pack the same amount of clothes and just do laundry on the road. I usually pack a bit of laundry soap with me. These days I've been using Dr. Bronner's, which can be used for everything. I use it for my hair, my body, my face, even as dish soap, and of course laundry soap. There's also those laundry sheets that are easy to pack. They're not liquid, so you can put many of them in your carry-on. If there is no washer or dryer where you are, you can always hand wash your clothing in a sink, or you can do what we've done many times if you have access to a tub in your hotel room or guest house room that has jets. Just fill that tub up with water, put in a little bit of laundry soap, put in your dirty clothes, and turn on the jets, and you have yourself a washing machine. Tip number 7, pack fewer shoes. Pack a pair of active shoes as well as flip-flops that can be casual or dressed up. If I'm going somewhere where the weather is going to be a bit cooler, then I'll throw in a pair of boots as well that can be either dressed up or worn casually. I like to wear my bulkier shoes on the day that I'm traveling because they take up way more space than a pair of flip-flops, so I'll pack my smaller shoes in my carry-on. This is especially important when you're traveling to colder climates where you are going to probably pack a pair of winter boots. Make sure to wear those on the plane because they are bulky. And in this case, you can skip the flip-flops and pack closed-toe shoes that can also be casually worn or dressed up. Speaking of packing for colder destinations, be sure to check out our 18 travel winter packing hacks video. Tip number 8, choose the best folding technique. There are different folding techniques you can use for packing your clothing to really utilize the small space that you have in your carry-on. First, there's the army roll. The army roll is better than a typical roll because it keeps things in place where just a typical roll does not. The downside I find is that it leaves my clothes wrinkled. If this isn't something that bothers you, then this technique is the way to go. Packing cubes. I'm a big fan of packing cubes. The ones with the all-around zipper like this are great for really compressing everything. If you don't have packing cubes, no sweat, you can always use one of the other techniques I'm sharing. But if you do need another reason to choose packing cubes, not only do they keep your clothing organized in your luggage, but you can also use them to separate your dirty clothes from your clean ones. Then there's the Marie Kondo's KonMari method, a way of packing where you don't stack your clothing. You place them one after the other so you can see every item when you open your packing cube or suitcase. It takes more time to set it all up, but it's a great way to pack your suitcase and not need to take out all of your clothing once you get to your destination. Downside is I find I can fit more clothing in when I stack them. For me, I like to use the KonMari method when I'm packing for colder destinations, and for hotter destinations, I like to actually use the army roll in a packing cube. Tip number 9. Create a packing list. When I'm packing a carry-on only, it's really important for me to make a list of what I'm going to pack because it keeps me organized as well as it makes me think of what I'm really going to need and what I won't. Tip number 10, skip the just in case items that you can purchase abroad. Skip packing the items that you might use because I find that I most likely won't use those items. And if it turns out that I actually need that item, I can always buy it in the destination I'm in. Be sure to set a budget for yourself for the items that you're willing to buy abroad that you already have at home if it turns out that you end up needing it. So I have a budget of no more than $30. If it turns out that I ended up needing an umbrella in a destination where it said 100% sunny weather for the entire time you are here, but it ended up raining, then it's okay. I know I can just buy an umbrella in the destination because it's gonna cost me under $30 and I ended up needing it. Tip number 11, minimize toiletries. To do this, I use GoTubes or these cheaper versions I got on Amazon that do the same job for all my liquids. So that's shampoos, conditioners, creams, and sunscreens. I also have these other little tubes I got on Amazon, which I use for like face creams or under eye creams. You know, the many creams that us ladies use, and men. You can also pack bar soaps. So that's bar shampoo, bar conditioner, body wash, and you don't have to worry about the whole liquid rules in your carry-on because it's a bar soap. There are so many different brands popping up. I've tried a few different ones. I really like Ethic, I think it's called, Ethique. I will link them in the description box below. What I really like about GoTubes and these other containers is it allows you to bring the items that you use on a regular basis. So you don't have to go and buy those travel size products and you have such limited choice in what you're getting. Plus those containers, you use them and then you toss them, right? With GoTubes or these other containers, you can reuse them over and over again. Tip number 12. Bring a power bar with an international adapter. I've mentioned this in another video, but it's a good one, so I have to mention it again. I bring several electronics, and instead of buying multiple adapters, I bring a power bar that plugs into one adapter so I can charge all my devices at once. Tip number 13, lay everything out first. Before you put everything into your suitcase, lay everything out on your bed first. Then refer to your packing list to make sure you're not forgetting anything. Doing this allows you to look at everything and see if there are items you want to remove. My rule is if you're questioning whether you're gonna use something or wear a certain item of clothing, most likely you won't, so I just don't pack it. Tip number 14, put all your liquids in a clear bag. This keeps everything organized and you won't have any problems when you're going through security because you're using a TSA approved bag. Tip number 15, pack a foldable bag. They are super compact, so they're easy to fit into your carry-on. They're great for beach days or shopping days. And for souvenirs, especially if you don't have room in your carry-on on the way home. This happens to me all the time. I just put all my souvenirs in this bag and I am good to go. Tip number 16, pack biggest to smallest. Pack your carry-on first with all of the larger items and then fill in the cracks with all the smaller ones. Tip number 17, wear your bulkiest clothing on travel days. Don't just wear bulkier items, but wear layers. This frees up more space in your carry-on for everything else. Again, this is especially important when you're traveling to colder destinations and you're bringing bulkier items like jackets and boots. Tip number 18, write down the things you need to grab the day of travel on a sticky note. Items like a toothbrush or a phone charger or things you're gonna be using leading all the way up to your day of travel. So you wanna make sure that you don't forget them. And I do this by writing those items on a sticky note and putting that sticky note on a place that I'm going to see on the day that I'm leaving for my trip. So if I'm leaving in the morning, I like to put it on the mirror in the washroom or on the door, on the front door of my house. So I'm for sure gonna see it before I head to the airport. Tip number 19, pack an in-flight bag. Anything that you're gonna use on your flight that you're also gonna use on your trip. Put all of these items in one packing cube so you can easily pull it out from your carry-on before sitting down in the plane. Tip number 20, pack vacuum sealed bags. I like to bring one of these with me, especially when I'm packing for the flight back home. You'd be surprised how much you can fit into one of these bags. And if you're like me, I do like to shop when I travel and I end up with way more than when I came with. These bags allow you to fit everything in your carry-on suitcase, even if you're leaving with more than you came with. They do make things wrinkly, but it doesn't really matter because you're going back home. Now that you've made it through this video, you have officially become an expert carry-on packer only. If this is the first time you're gonna be traveling with a carry-on only, prepare yourself to have your travel experience greatly improved. And if you have traveled with a carry-on in the past, I hope you gathered some extra tips and hacks from this video that will help you pack even lighter and more efficiently next time. And if you are looking for more packing videos, be sure to check out my top 20 packing hacks video, as well as my checklist for packing a carry-on only for your toddler or small child. And before you go, be sure to check the video description box below to get a link to 10% off all level 8 suitcases, including the carry-on that I am using in this video. And I'll see you in the next video. Happy travels!